This
The
conference
main
will
thing
now be recorded.
in the blockchain, if you want to talk about the blockchain and what a technology exactly, the best example for the blockchain is definitely we have to talk about the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first and foremost example. We know already, right? I explained in the first session, right? So here, what will happen is in 2009. Okay, in 2009, the Satoshi Nakamoto has released one white paper. In that, he has mentioned some like what are the rules and how the network, that Bitcoin network will work and everything he written on that. So first of all, before going on into the deep into the blockchain, first of all we have to know about like what is a Bitcoin, and behind the Bitcoin, and how the consensus and how the transaction validations and how all these happen without the third party. We are in general case, what we will do, generally we will depend on some other like DB or something, and it will validate like whether transactions, whether whatever it is, it will we will depend on that, and we will write based on that conditions. But in case of Bitcoin, what is happening? So here we are not maintaining any middle person, and all the transactions, the network itself, it has to validate, right? The network, it has to validate, and all the transactions it has to store in the network, right? So for all these things, what are the necessary things on the background work, and how these all these things work with the algorithms? What are the algorithms we are using for this? Like how the network congestion will okay, like up and down, how it will be handled, and all these things we will see. And the basic things, and we have to know some about some of the things about the Bitcoin here. The first one is decentralized. Decentralized is, it's a decentralized digital currency. So we are not storing any particular DB or anything. Okay. And next one is not backend by any government organization, right? So we are not maintaining any like central authority. And next one is it's not backed by any government or organization. See, if suppose if any product is organized by any one company or any like backend system, so in that case what will happen? So anything happened with that particular thing, they will take care of all those things. If you take any example, suppose if I take ICICI Bank is the one example. So what will happen? So that ICICI Bank will be handled by some of the people, and we have some organizations, and we have some banks, right? So some branches. So suppose if I have any account in the ICICI Bank, so what will happen? If suppose if I forgot any ID, or suppose if I lost some money in the bank account, from my bank account, what will happen? I can go to the particular branch, my own my branch, and then I can inquiry that what is happened, and can I get my password? Like I forgot the password. Can I get another card or another password, right? So by this way, there is a possibilities of like adjustments. But in case of Bitcoin, here no one is maintaining this particular cryptocurrency or this network, right? So in this case, because of these, suppose if anything happened in the like network, suppose I have 100 Bitcoins. So that 100 Bitcoins I have in one hard disk. So if I forgot that, or else I have one wallet. So in that wallet I forgot the password and passphrase, both I forgot. So in that case we can't do anything. If we have the 1,000 Bitcoins also, or else any number of, but without this passphrase and the password, without these two, we cannot open the wallet, and we cannot do the transactions on the wallet. So because of these are the some of the issues suffering with the Bitcoin. But because why? Because all these issues is because of no one is organizing, right? No one is organizing and no one is back end of the Bitcoin. So this is the problem. Next one is the main instantaneous P2P transfer. So it's a like peer-to-peer transfer. Obviously you know that in the first class I told that whenever like done either maybe a transaction or a data sending, whatever, so the data will be sent to the peers, all the peers directly. I am sending, I am not sending to the any central or any place. Directly I'm sending the data to the particular person. See, this is about the Bitcoin. Okay, so now the blockchain is evolving. So based on the some of the problems here, they are taking and they are doing their like according to their business requirement, they are doing into the different level. Like we have too many blockchain platforms. So why too many blockchain platforms are coming into the existence means, so some of the features, actually some of the features are not required in particular domain. If you take, suppose if it is finance domain, finance or banking, so in that case what will happen, so I don't want to reveal my transactions to the other people, right? So in that case definitely we have to keep our transactions in a private way. So definitely we will go for that Ethereum network is not possible. Ethereum network definitely it's not possible. So that is the reason. So we got Hyperledger. So in the Hyperledger we have the private transactions, but what will happen once the transaction is happened, so the transaction will be broadcasted to all the people, right? So some of the people thought that, so this is also not that much uh, uh, that much privacy. So they want more privacy. For that purpose we got one more platform, that is Coda. In Coda what will happen, so the data, the flow will be person to person. Suppose if A and B are the two persons are there, if they want to do transaction, once the transaction is completed, what will happen, that transaction will be stored in between people, not in the network, not in like all the people. In case of Hyperledger, what will happen, if once the transaction is done, the transaction will be broadcasted to within the network, whoever have like private network, so it will be stored, right? So but in case of here, so in the Coda, what will happen, that transactions whatever happening or in between the people, that means if A and B did any transaction, the transaction will be stored in between these two only. Okay, there is no broadcasting of other people. That validations, all these things are, it's a high level concept. So there is a possible one authenticator that we call it as notary and all these things. I will explain that way. So just I am telling that what is the difference, like based on the requirement we are getting too many platforms, like too many blockchain platforms we are getting, right? And that is a like instantaneous means that means it's an immediate transfer to the people anywhere in the world. Like suppose I can send the Bitcoin to the US people directly. I don't want to go to, suppose if I want to send the money to the US people, what will happen, there is a time delay definitely, because I have to send it to some other bank, international bank. From there there is a like problems are there, right? So in case of Bitcoin, it's a direct transfer from within the world, anywhere can I send, I can send the Bitcoin to one people to the another people. And next one is no third party involved. So here I explained already, we are not using any third parties or anything. Directly the network itself it will handle the like whatever the transactions or whatever, it will handle network itself. And cryptographic security. So we are using the some of the algorithms for transferring the transactions in between before transferring we have to authenticate that whether the transaction is valid, not validation, the transaction is happening by the rightful person or not. And once the transaction is came, whether the transaction is uh, did any changes in between the network or not. So these are the things necessary to know that whether the my message has been hacked or not. So for that purpose we are using some of the cryptographic security algorithms. Okay, so we will see in the next screens, okay, what exactly the cryptography and how it will be secured and everything. Okay,
So Nani
and
garu,
next one, actually, yes, tell me.
so two questions. So indaka మీరు
Yes,
అన్నారు
yes.
కదా హైపర్ లెడ్జర్ అన్నారు. సో
Yes, yes.
సో బిట్ కాయిన్ వచ్చేసి ఇట్ ఈస్ transmitting the same message into
Publicly.
in the network కానీ పబ్లిక్లీ. అదే హైపర్ లెడ్జర్
Yes,
it is also doing the same. So basically it is broadcasting to everyone in the network, but it is private.
yes, yes. It's a private
But
network.
private network. Okay. So
Yes,
whereas Codra వచ్చేసి it is entirely between only two people, right?
yes, yes,
Not
yes,
not the entire network.
yes, yes. Not entire
Okay.
network, because there is some concepts and notary and all these things. And actually, so in between the two people also there is a possibility of transaction, but we have the one question. If suppose if you send the if the transaction is happened in between the two people, then how the validations will occur, right? There is a question possibility, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
in Bitcoin that is possible, because the transaction is broadcasted to all the people and miners will validate, right, whether this
Yes.
transaction is correct or not. But in
Mhm.
case here we will get one question in Coda. The question was, suppose you guys are sending only A and B are doing the transaction, right? So in that case we will get one question, then how the transaction will validate. So that is the question. So for that question we have the concept called notary is the one concept. So the notary will deal with transaction verification and everything. Okay, that we will see in the next level, like okay.
Okay.
So
Other
understand,
thing in
right?
the
Basic
Codra,
my motto is yes,
yeah. ఇంకోటి ఇప్పుడు కోడ్రా is being developed by Chase, right? JP Morgan Chase, right?
no,
The
no, no, no. That
platform.
is
No?
quorum actually.
Quorum. Okay,
Quorum.
sorry, sorry.
Actually,
Yeah.
actually that Coda was developed by R3 company.
R3. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Any
Yes.
questions, Mahendra? No, right? Okay. Okay, so in the next level, so here the Bitcoin is no intrinsic value. So here the intrinsic value is nothing but it is like a digital gold, right? We don't have any value physically. Actually we the Bitcoin itself, it's valid in the in the wallets and direct through the digital transfers only. We cannot transfer by using the physically or in the form of any physical value. Okay, and next one is currency based on the mathematical and cryptographic security. So here the algorithm itself, it will generate the new Bitcoins and it will transfer the Bitcoins in between the people. Everything is in the by using the cryptographic security and all these algorithms and mathematical calculations only. We are not using physical money. If you deposit and we will increase some number in our account, it is a general scenario, right? Suppose if I deposited 10,000 in my account, what will happen? My account value will increase, right? So it's a happening, we are intentionally increasing the account number, right? So here there is nothing like that. Here automatically based on the transactions it will calculate everything. Okay, next one is algorithmic governance. So here everything actually I explained this point already. So in the Bitcoin, what will happen is whatever happening in the network, everything will be governance. That means maintained by the algorithms only. Algorithms itself, it has already conditions and rules and everything with that, and based on that rules and everything, it will be it will work like that. Okay, we are not changing any rules or anything. So any rules are changing, that's a different case. Actually, it will be the like next level. I will explain how those will be happen and all of these things. But mainly the network will work based on the like these algorithms only. And a deterministic supply in the Bitcoin, there is one like we have the only fixed supply of 21 million Bitcoins only. So because of deterministic supply also, so there is a possibility of high demand for the Bitcoin, and now the value is very high. Okay, so this is the basically the what a Bitcoin is. Okay, and next one is how it works. It is
Nani
like
garu, ఒక
sending an
question.
yes, tell me.
I think in the last video, so when I saw మీరు అన్నారు అప్పుడు ఏమన్నారంటే సో మైనర్స్ మైనింగ్ చేస్తుంటే అది బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో వ్యాలిడేట్ చేస్తుంది అంటే ఆల్గరిథమ్స్ రన్ అయ్యి సో ఇట్ విల్ వ్యాలిడేట్ అని అన్నారు. సో
No.
సో
Yes.
వాట్ ఇఫ్ ఎవరు మైనింగ్ చేయకపోతే
Sorry, mining
చేయకపోతే ఇలా ఎవరు మైన్
see
చేయట్లేదు
mining
దాన్ని.
wait, actually మైన్ చేయకపోవటం అనేది ఉండదు. అట్ ద స్టార్టింగ్ ఎప్పుడైతే మన నెట్వర్క్ అనేది స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు సతోషి చేసేవాడు. ఓకే, దెన్ లేటర్ ద పీపుల్ స్టార్టెడ్ లైక్ దే ఆర్ గెట్టింగ్ ద బిట్ కాయిన్స్, రైట్? సో at the starting of Bitcoin, they used to get, if you mine one block, you will get 50 Bitcoins. Okay, 50 Bitcoins means we know, right, that value is very huge, nearly 5 lakh for one Bitcoin. Okay, that time not that much value, but the people are very interested in the digital currency, so that time they have started. But now it's purely a business. Like if you do mining and if you get the Bitcoins, we will earn, right? We are earning. So definitely it will not stop. If it is stopped, no one is doing mining, so definitely it will not like it will stop definitely.
సో అప్పుడు
The network
ఏం
itself.
వ్యాలిడేషన్ ఆ
Yeah,
ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఏం
nothing
జరగదు.
will Sargo, it's sure, but it will not happen. So because of that only he is giving the rewards, right? So because of that, for every transaction, even now the people are getting nearly 12.5 Bitcoins for one block mining. Okay, till he
ఇంకొకటి
return
మీరు అప్పుడు
up to
ఇంకొకటి మీరు అన్నారు 51% ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ అందరు మైండ్ చేయాలన్నారు దాంట్లో, రైట్?
No, not like that. Actually, that is different one. 51%, like if the people, the miners are there, suppose if the 51% of the people are accepted the transaction, so the transaction or that block will be valid. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any question?
Yeah, ante. No, ante.
Okay, fine. Okay, and next one is how it works. How it works is just generally like sending an email. See, if suppose I can send the email by using your ID. If I have your email ID, directly I can send the mail, right? So like that, the same process in the Bitcoin. Suppose if I want to send the Bitcoin to some other people, so directly I can take the address of that Bitcoin, some wallet address is there. So that wallet address I will take, and directly I will send the amount to the particular address. So it will be transferred to the particular address. If anything, any mistake, and we cannot do anything, so it will be transferred to the some other people, and we cannot get back because there is no authority and nothing, right? If you did mistake, so that mistake will be like that only. We cannot do anything, and they will not send back. If that guy is good guy, so he can send, but in the maximum of the cases it is not possible. Okay, and there is no third party, and so who will, so generally this question already we have the answer. So there is no third party in the Bitcoin. So how the validations will occur? So the validations will be occurred by the miners, and the miners will validate. Why these miners will validate means because of these profits, like they will get some rewards, and they will get some transaction fees also. Here with the rewards, we will get the transaction fees also. So that transaction fees is somewhat little than compared to the rewards, but they will get both rewards plus transaction fee, both they will get. And next one is basic things to know. These are the like 4 basic things. One is address. Address is nothing but for every wallet, for every wallet for the Bitcoin. For the Bitcoin, you will have some address. Not only Bitcoin, if you have the 10 cryptocurrencies with you, suppose I have the Bitcoin, I have the Ether, I have the Ripple, and I have the Stellar. Okay, I have the 4 cryptocurrencies with me. For these 4 cryptocurrencies, I will have the different address for each. For Ripple, I have the different address, and for Bitcoin, I have the different address. If I want to, if someone wants to send me the Ripple, they have to send it to my Ripple address. Okay, same like that. If someone wants to Bitcoin, so they have to send it to my Bitcoin wallet address. Okay, there is a difference in the Bitcoin wallet based on the currency, the address will be changed. Okay, in the wallet. Okay, wallet, obviously we know that we will store all the cryptocurrencies, whatever we have, we can store it in the wallet. The wallet main feature is once we forgot the passphrase and the password, so we cannot get back all these, even it may be cryptocurrencies or whatever. So we cannot get back. We have to remember that, like, these passphrase and the password are very important. Okay, and
Nani garu,
miners, yes, yes,
so
yes,
సో
yes,
ఐ
yes.
అండర్స్టూడ్ ద అడ్రస్. సో ఇప్పుడు వ్యాలెట్ కి ఇప్పుడు రియల్ వరల్డ్ లో చెప్పగలుగుతారా? ఇట్లా సైట్స్ అవే అంటున్నారా మీరు? సైట్ ఉంటుంది, దాంట్లో పాస్వర్డ్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తాం మనం టు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్.
No,
దేర్ ఆర్ సమ్
you are asking about address or wallet?
వ్యాలెట్.
వాలెట్ కి సైట్స్ ఉంటాయి. లైక్ వాలెట్
అదే
ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి ఉంది, అందులో అదొక వ్యాలెట్ అనుకోండి. సో ఆ వ్యాలెట్ లో దానికి ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు అది ఓపెన్ చేస్తారో, ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ఏ వ్యాలెట్, సో దట్ టైమ్ ఇట్ విల్ గివ్ ద ఆటోమేటిక్ పాస్ ఫేజ్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఆటోమేటిక్ పాస్ ఫేజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు స్టోర్ ఇట్ సమ్వేర్, because whenever you lost the password or anything, so by using that passphrase you can get back. Okay, so because of that, passphrase, PHASE, 1 minute, PHARSE, PHASE. Okay, passphrase, PAR ఉంటుంది, అండ్ అక్కడేమో ఆర్ ఉండదు అంతే. ఓకే, passphrase.
చాలాసార్లు యూజ్ చేసా, కానీ నేను ఎప్పుడు ఇన్నది వర్డ్ ఇవన్నీ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఇవన్నీ చేసా.
ఓకే, ఐ అండర్స్టాండ్. వెయిట్, మీరేది చూసుంటారంటే, నాకు తెలిసి ఇవి చూసుంటారు, ఎక్స్చేంజెస్ చూసుంటారు.
ఎక్స్చేంజెస్ అండ్
కాయిన్ బేస్ గానీ, బిట్ ఫినిక్స్ గానీ. ఓకే, ఇందులో ఉండదు. దిస్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. దిస్ ఈస్ లైక్ సమ్ అదర్. ఇదేంటంటే లైక్ మళ్ళీ అగైన్ మన బ్యాంకింగ్ సిస్టమ్ లాగా, ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉంటాయి మన బిట్ కాయిన్స్, వాళ్ళకి వ్యాలెట్ ఉంటుంది, మళ్ళీ ఇట్స్ ఎ సపరేట్ థింగ్. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే, మనం ఒక ఎక్స్చేంజ్ ని మనం వీఆర్ బిలీవింగ్ ఆన్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్. సో వీఆర్ గివింగ్ అవర్ వీఆర్ బయింగ్ అండ్ సెల్లింగ్ ద cryptocurrencies with the exchange, and finally if you want money you can take it from there. But wallet is different. It has separate features. If you want to create the wallet, so we have to it will automatically generate all these things, passphrase and passphrase. That passphrase we have to give, and password we have to give. Once it is done, then in there we will add the cryptocurrencies, whatever we have. We will get all the cryptocurrencies. So in that case, if you forgot anything, so there is a problem. It is different. It is whatever you are talking about, that is about the exchange. And in the later I will show you like a wallet, how it will work. And wallet, there is we are going to use one MetaMask is the one sample, and how the Ethereum works and everything we can see in that. Okay, no problem about that. But that is a exchange. This is a wallet. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, that is like trading, selling and buying the cryptocurrency. Okay, and next, miners, you know already. So who validate the transactions is the miners, right? So whenever any transaction is happened, so whoever validating that particular transactions, or whoever creating the blocks, so those we call it as miners, right? So network is nothing but where all these nodes will will be connected, so that we call it as network. So these are the basic things to know about like Bitcoin before going into the deep sessions. Okay, and next one is advantages of Bitcoin. So all these you know already, like it's a decentralized one, there is no authority, so because of that only, so all these features are happening. And here there is no permission, so if you want to join in the Bitcoin directly, you can download that full node and directly you can operate in your system. So we don't want to take any permission. If you take any like any bank related account, so first we have to go to the bank and we have to do some work, right? So but in case of this, we don't want to do any that type of work. Directly we can download and directly we can download and wait, okay, directly we can download and we can start doing transactions and all these things. And it's an open access, so like we can do the transaction anytime. So if you take some other like if you take the bankings or anything, we have some limits. Now it's better, but previously we have the limits, these working times only we have to do. So but in case of Bitcoin, we don't have any particular problem, so we can do 24/7 and 365 days and unlimited amount. Also there is no amount restriction. Also I can send the like 1,000 Bitcoins. Also 1,000 Bitcoins means 1,000 into, if you take it in Indian currency, 1,000 into 5 lakhs, it's a very huge amount, right? We can send in one transaction also. So there is no that much there is no limit on the transacting the Bitcoins or everything. Okay, and negligible transaction costs. If you send that much 1,000, if you send the 1,000 Bitcoins also, the transaction fee is very less. In case of, if you take any banking, it will take too much amount, but in case of Bitcoin, it's a very less amount. For one transaction, it will take only that much amount. If you do if you send one Bitcoin also, if you send 10 Bitcoins also, almost equal to the, if you send the 1,000 Bitcoins also. So the transaction will be like that only. Okay, next, borderless. So we can send the Bitcoin to anywhere in the world. Okay, so you know already, no need to explain more. And the next one is secure. uh, there is no possibility of like repeating the transaction because of these miners. We will take care about these validations. So that is the reason it's a very secure, and the transactions will not be repeated. That double spending is not happen. And the resilient, nothing has been able to stop or break it, because it's a algorithmic, right? We cannot stop it. It will be automatically, it will run until and unless the miners are there in the network, so it will not break. Okay, no one is in the back end, right? If someone is maintaining some organization, so if he wants to intentionally stop that particular organization, he can. But here there is nothing like that. Though the network itself is started, so it will we cannot stop from our end. So no one can stop. Only the people are going out of the network, then only it will stop. All the people went out of this network, then only. But that will not happen in the real time, right? So definitely. So about these algorithms and all these things, we can talk tomorrow. So this is the what like basic things about the Bitcoin. Okay, because of actually here even my charge also very less, so that is the reason. That, yeah, yeah, 15 minutes more is there, but Sai, actually today we will stop the class because actually some power cut is there here. So
Okay.
charge also not there. But see, don't think it is going like this. From Monday onwards, it will be very continuous and very short time. Okay, I won't do in delays and all these things. I will be sharp at 7:30. I will finish at 8:30 for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, from Monday onwards, excuse for only today and tomorrow, because of
Okay.
actually I came out of the city. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
okay,
That's fine.
okay, yeah, okay. Thank you.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్లాస్ లో ఇంకొకరు ఉన్నారా, నేను ఒక్కనేనా?
లేదు లేదు, యాక్చువల్గా